Namaste, angels. Thank you for joining me and for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I still don't have my laptop, and I'm sure that Mercury retrograde, even in shadow only thus far, has something to do with that, because they kept moving out the date. It started at by 2/22. I was supposed to have it back. Then they said 2/28. 2/28 has come and gone. I have not heard from them. I have not received my laptop. It's with the manufacturer, so I'm not paranoid about it, but I don't have it back. So I'm going to try to get through this. I'm doing things a little bit differently. I was going to talk to you about some of the stuff that's going on this week. Towards the or at the end of the video, I'm going to share what's happening in the beginning, and then actually talk about it at the end, because YouTube, in their at least alleged quest to try to fix the problem with my channel, that, you know, people that subscribe are always dropping off and nobody gets their notifications, and somehow I don't show up in the feeds, which is why I keep asking you to like, share, and subscribe. And now they're doing something that when you do show up in the feeds, they're showing like little video previews. So they've suggested that I have something in view of the camera at the beginning so people know what I'm about to do. So because of that, I was going to go straight into the cards, then the reading, and not talk about stuff toward the beginning. But maybe we'll do that next time. This time there's not really that much anyway. I'm going to announce, well, that I'm going to go into detail about. I'm going to announce a few things, and many of them are things I've talked about already. So what I'll do is, especially since there's a time constraint or concern, I'll try to remember to put the links to the previous videos where I talked about these things. So the week for which this video is Sunday, March 3rd through Saturday, March 9th. So quite a few things fall into that. First, let me mention that again on March 1st, which I talked about in last week's video, at 11:45 a.m., Venus entered Aquarius. So I went again over what that meant with my Patreon subscribers. It's basically about falling in love with differences, our own and those of other people. And really, I mean, Aquarius is the sign of freedom and humanitarianism and light work, you know, because humanitarian and light work are pretty much the same thing. Helping and serving other people and humanity at large, like a global scale. And so it is about falling in love with people who are, and attributes of people and things that, you know, stand for something and go against the grain and don't look like everything or everybody else, you know. So if those are the kind of things that have been holding you back from pursuing some sort of passion, whether it's, you know, an art, a job or something, or a romantic interest, whatever it is, now is really a time when Venus is going to be encouraging you to do it. So we had that. That was March 1st. March 5th at 1:18 p.m., Mercury officially enters retrograde. So again, it has been in shadow, but it officially will be retrograde as of March 5th at 1:18 p.m. March 6th at 3:28 a.m., Uranus enters Taurus. And that's one of the things transits that I've talked about at length previously. So that's one of the videos I'll try to remember to link below so you can hear what that's about. Also on March 6th at 11:04 a.m., the new moon in Pisces. And March 7th at 11:32 a.m., Jupiter semi-sextile Pluto, which is going to be a super favorable transit, all about everything being bigger and more global. Jupiter comes in like this huge positive force, you know, like the Wheel of Fortune upright, and there can be an unexpected change for the positive. Somebody may, you know, be in your life or enter your life, and they help you to transform, or you feel that maybe they even are responsible for transforming you through their influence. Or you come into, you know, to contact with somebody, or, you know, some sort of entity, a new spiritual practice or a business, again, a job, that just changes your whole outlook and or direction in life, again, for the positive, toward growth. That's what Jupiter sextile Pluto is all about. On the Christian calendar is Ash Wednesday, also on the 6th. So you guys hear all those things that are happening on the 6th. So Ash Wednesday is the day on which the palms from the previous year's Palm Sunday, so we're talking Palm Sunday 2018, whatever was left over, those will have been burned and turned to ashes and soot. And anybody entering a Christian church, I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter what denomination, and whether they are, like liberal or Orthodox, entering a Christian church on Ash Wednesday, that's what they'll be celebrating. And particularly in the Roman Catholic Church, they'll put the ashes on your forehead, and so you can go and get some. On the Jewish calendar, the Hebrew calendar, on March 8th, so also falling into this period, it is the Hebrew month of Adar 2. So quickly, I did want to explain what Adar 2 is. And basically, it's a Jewish leap year. So it's the 13th month of the Jewish calendar. 7 of the 19 years in the cycle of the Jewish calendar. You hear this numerology too, by the way, right? 7, 19, 13. 7 of the 13 years are leap years. Of the 19 years, rather, are leap years. So in those years, an extra Adar, month of Adar, is added. And they call this extra month Adar the 1st. I know it's a little bit confusing. And then the regular Adar, that would have occurred anyway if it wasn't a leap year, becomes Adar the 2nd. So that's what they're going to celebrate now. And Purim will fall into this period, which is the most joyous. Remember, Adar is the month of joy. Purim is the most joyous celebration of that month, and one of the greatest periods of joy of Jewish tradition and history, because it is the recognition of the day that Esther basically helped to free her people from an evil king. All right. So on that note, I don't have to talk about anything. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Wait. Something very important. So most of you likely know that I have a page on Facebook called Divine Girl Talk. It's a public page, and it began with some of the questions that I get from some of the divine feminine mostly, but masculine are welcome too, that they want to sort of ask of me, yes, but also that, the larger community, and would love to talk about and, get some dialogue in. So I started this page, and there is a pretty consistent blog on it that's not done by me. It is done by one of my Facebook friends and divine feminine on this journey along with us, named Yvonne. So she messaged me earlier in the week, looks like Wednesday. And she says, "Hi, Queen of Swords. I was thinking, do you think that on your next weekly or love reading, you could explain the various templates for the divine love, illumined, elect, and twin flames? I'm very interested to hear, and I think others would be too." So I said, okay, sure. I don't know to what extent I'll be able to explain twin flames, though. I kind of stopped keeping up with the twin flame tales because it was becoming beyond a joke, in my opinion. She says, "I agree with you. All this runner chaser, big bad karmic stuff gets so overused and tired and boring. I liked when you used to do the teaching videos." So if you look in my playlists, one of them is entitled Teaching Videos, and I have videos that I was not necessarily reading cards, just like teaching different subjects, about this journey and divine beings. So she was commenting on those. I said, there's absolutely no basis for it, but that of the illumined, elect, and angels that they use, as they deem convenient, which is actually pretty blasphemous. And what I was talking about there is that people who subscribe to the twin flame moniker, lack of a better word, people that, identify as twin flames, not individually, but, on a larger scale, like the community. It's like sometimes we're attached to angels, and we especially, particularly Archangel Michael, they seem to love him, and do things in his name and all kinds of whatnot. Now, Archangel Michael comes from the scriptures, of course. He's and nothing having to do with twin flames. Illumined ones, yes. The elect, yes, but not twin flames. And so I was talking about how, as a matter of convenience, angels are used and brought into things where they fit a narrative. And the other aspects that are basically the history of the illumined and of the elect and of the scriptures and of the prophecies. It's having nothing to do with twin flames. And so I went on to say, I failed to put it in quotes, but I guess I should have. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was God's, and God himself was the Word. John 1:1, I think. I need to confirm, LOL. But if God is the Word is not to be misused for demonic purposes, like trying to build relationships and or to make money off of people, seeking love. And she said, it is John 1:1. I was just thinking about that verse this morning. And I said, well, I don't think it's cool to use and or repackage what fits the twin flame narrative, when it does, and to otherwise, reject it or the rest. And she said, I personally don't care for the term twin flame, particularly for that reason. I was watching one of your old videos about a week or so ago, and I don't remember if it was a client reading or a general, but in it, you'd mentioned the similarities and the dynamics of this love journey, and that there were about 4 different templates with varying individual nuances. So that's what prompted me to ask the question, and that you explain. So I read that just now because that I will try to remember to talk about at the end of the video, or perhaps in the love reading, and or when I premiere the video and we talk, we go on live chat, we can talk about it there. We can talk about it on Divine Girl Talk. Again, Yvonne is there. She can engage in the conversation too. What else? You guys can comment and ask questions about this topic. And so that when one of those later times that I am on, I can, talk about it then. Like if you comment on this general reading, then I can address some of the answers on the love reading, for example. So we'll do something like that, based on the amount of time I have left, since I, talked longer than I wanted to anyway. So with the dice, I'm starting with no, sex, and party. Happy birthday to any Pisceans out there celebrating, or anybody celebrating anything else. Like if any congratulations or anything in order, there you go. Because we have party, I'm not sure what the party is for. Still sex. Eat cake. And so that can be taken a few ways, especially on the heels of sex. And it's 50-50. So it involves give and take. It involves 2 people, equal, effort. And that can also have different meaning as relates to sex, 50-50. All right, so with the cards, I'm beginning with the Queen of Fire, who's confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Queen of Fire is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, also representative of the divine feminine in the tarot. And opening to the 9 of Fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. 9 of Fire, all about continuing to push on and persevere. So it's all about the fire thus far. This is the 3rd fire card, Major Arcana card 11, Strength, Archangel Ariel. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments. Instead, exercise some forgiveness and compassion. So when this card shows up, we have the strength to face, anything that comes our way this week. And the best way to face it may just be an apology or some love and support for somebody. Moving on to the water, it is Major Arcana card 18, the moon. But, you know, you guys know the moon always shows up in my readings when there is a major moon transit, and there is one this week on the 6th, the new moon in Pisces. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. In the tarot, the moon card does, in fact, represent the sign of Pisces. And of course, Earth's moon rules the sign of Cancer. This card can also be about Scorpion energy too. Strength. And back to the fire, the Ace of Fire, an exciting new opportunity. Career advancement. Change your life now. And here's a big moon in this picture. Strength. I don't know if you guys noticed, but after all that purple that came up in the love reading, again, I'm using purple. I had a purple candle. It's finished. I got my purple African violet incense. My nails are purple. I'm wearing my sterling silver and gem quality amethyst bracelet. Purple. Trying to really, you know, harness that energy that was showing up for us. And coming to Major Arcana card 12, which is the Hanged Man in the traditional tarot. It's called Awakening in this deck. Also represents the sign of Pisces. Look at things from a different perspective. You're at a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. The overall energy is the Four of Earth, and I feel like maybe it has been for like the past 3 weeks. Again, the Four of Earth is about holding on too tightly to someone or something, or feeling that they're doing that to you. You feel like you can't breathe, you can't get out, or you're working a job that you're really unhappy at. It's just to pay the bills, but you'd really rather get out. Maybe a relationship that you feel smothered by, whether it's a friendship or familial relationship or you know, a love situation, and you're going to have to face that and address it. Being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, and giving to those less fortunate. Can also be about like withholding, like too much of yourself, giving too much of yourself emotionally, or withholding yourself like from the world too. Sirens healing behind me. I was like not going to mention it, but it seemed like it was getting louder. Like, you better say something. You better acknowledge this healing. And just as I did, you can hear it getting quieter again now. Crowning the masculine is the Ace of Air. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations. Seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. Masculine surrounded by the Five of Earth. Fears surrounding money. The wisdom to accept help from others and uncertain self-employment. This is a card of feeling lack. Not necessarily money. Feeling lack, feeling void. It can also be like as it relates to relationships, for example, fear of abandonment, fear of commitment, fear that the next one is going to be the same as the last, or one from our past, you know, where we were abused or something. It can also be about fear of lack of, you know, not having enough money, sustenance, or something. This Ace of Air could easily be like a victory over a loss, or like the masculine getting out of debt. And it doesn't have to be financial debt or like a material debt. It can be, you know, having overcome something that felt void. Again, I can't think of a better word than void and lack. Overcoming that, because the Ace of Air definitely a card of victory and success, and often like on the heels of something that was difficult, you know, that had been a struggle, you know, so it's like the ultimate triumph. Masculine subconscious. All right, and we're already doing better, or at least in his mind, he's prepared to do better. The Six of Earth, gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, receiving a loan, or paying off debts. So it's already like a progression in the right direction up from the Five of Earth. So moving beyond that loss to a place of wanting to exchange positive energy, unconditional love. I call this card a card of unconditional love because when we're giving and or receiving without agenda, expectations, it's just genuine giving and receiving. That's unconditional love. Even if it's just giving, something to a stranger on the street, dropping $1 in a panhandler's cup. You're not seeking anything from him. You're just giving. You're being charitable. But it's important to be able to take. Also, it's like to receive also. So like the die that we started out with, it's 50-50. That energy comes in with this too. Also, this card is very Venus. We got her scales of justice here. Venus is the ruler of the sign of Libra. She's also the ruler of the sign of Taurus. And we have all this earth here. And I see, I hope you can too, there's like a lot of scattered, even confused looking air in the back. And I always say that that's Gemini. She's also the esoteric ruler of Gemini. Crowning the feminine. Major Arcana card, the Sun. Happy outcome. Brilliant new ideas that lead to success if you have confidence in yourself. Major Arcana card, the Sun in the Tower, represents the sign of Sagittarius, but Earth's star, the Sun, rules the sign of Leo. And of course, this can also be representative of Aries as well. Surrounding the feminine, it's the Ten of Earth. A very happy family life. Financial security, and finding magic in the little things in life. We may be able to attribute all this to the Uranus re-entering Taurus. Maybe that's what all the earth is about. Uranus, ruler of Aquarius, so that could be what the air is about too. The Ten of Earth can be about family. It's interesting because it's mirroring the masculine's Five of Earth, which is about loss. And this is kind of like about wanting for nothing, especially sitting here underneath the sun. It's like everything works out. It can be a lump sum of money coming in, some sort of settlement. Maybe things had been a struggle. Again, all of a sudden it gets better, right? The outcome is happy, even if it didn't look, the situation had looked bleak prior. For somebody like me, for example, what just popped into my head, many of you know that I'm a 9/11 survivor. And last week they had announced that they were going to grant one's award for those who have applied for, made claims to the Victims' Compensation Fund, which many of my neighbors are now doing, even if they'd avoided it all these years, like I have, because unfortunately they're getting sick. In fact, I just lost a friend, colleague, yesterday. And so what they made an announcement that the Victims' Compensation Fund was running out of money. And so they were going to, say you get an award of $100,000. That's your award. They were going to keep $70,000. They were going to tell you what your full award was, but they were going to give you 70% less. They're only going to give you 30% of the award. And then you would have to give, your lawyer, if you have one, 10%. So you're going to get 20% of your award. That, doesn't help somebody who has stage 3 cancer and needs, their money to pay the, bills, their rent and all that kind of stuff. So the first thing that I saw was that fund was restored, which is quite possible because the other day, several congressmen from this area, or officials rather, from this area went out to D.C. Jon Stewart went out to D.C. on our behalf too, the comedian and actor Jon Stewart. And there's bipartisan support for a bill to make the Victims' Compensation Fund permanent. So that may be coming about for some people because again, that was the first thing I saw. But on another scale, or maybe more personal scale in your own life, family, it could be family coming together. It doesn't have to be attached to money, but it can be, people coming together. You may learn something about your heritage, maybe about, your father or your son, and it's good, positive. This can be, again, so like estate, something coming in, lump sum, maybe a nice scratch-off ticket. I'm not saying like winning tons of money, but it can even be like, you know, unexpected money, lottery win or something. Feminine subconscious. But there's worry first. So again, there's worry that something's not going to work out. And it does, particularly if we can let go of this. Because what this card means when it shows up, it is warning us of the possibility of instead of having a happy outcome, manifesting negativity into our own lives and blocking our own blessings. Expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, and sleepless nights. So you're definitely going to want to release anything like that. Crowning, it is the 7 of fire. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground. Choose your battles wisely. At the roots, the foundations, maybe from where we started, the 4 of water. Missing an opportunity. Discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. So this may have been feeling like unimpressed with offers that were coming our way, or the fact that there were no offers coming our way, that we felt like nothing good ever happens to me, or like I really screwed that up and I need to try to overcome, to fix it. So this is from where we're starting. And at the heart of the matter, oh, wow, okay. The Ace of Fire. So a brand new start. Talk about happy outcome, right? And things working out well. Brand new start. An exciting new opportunity. Career advancement. Change your life now. And this can be that Jupiter energy coming in. Jupiter sextile Pluto this week. I think that's the only fire transit I spoke of at the beginning. See, not going into detail and reading about them, I don't really remember what I told you guys. But I'm going to further clarify these cards with another tarot deck, beginning with the Queen of Autumn, who is thoughtful, caring, creative, and ingenious. So I started this deck with the Queen of Fire, the Queen of Wands. Now we're starting with the Queen of Autumn. Just wanted to point that out. You'll be given advice that's both practical and creative, and it should be followed precisely. Focus only upon the positive in every situation. So not this, feminine. Or a person too. Focus only on the positive in a person. Queen of Autumn, a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, where again Uranus will be this week, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could be Venus herself, ruler of Taurus. And opening to the 3 of Autumn, all about abundance that is earned. Your most satisfying and profitable career comes from following your passions, listening to your heart, and doing what brings you joy. I'd say your most satisfying and profitable relationship too, right? Comes from listening to your heart and following your decisions, sticking to your guns and your decisions. That's what the 7 of Fire represents as well. Doing what brings you joy is what's going to make your life worthwhile, okay? Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your talents and true self to shine forth out into the world. Three of Autumn, about abundance that's earned, can also be something having to do with a party of 3, possibly a love triangle, but not necessarily. Could be something at work, also a group project or whatever for what you're receiving some sort of accolade or reward, acknowledgement. Opening to the 4 of Autumn, which is with what we started with this deck, or well, no, there was the overall, or our overall energy with this deck. It's the 4 of Earth. What's this behind it? The Page, also upright. Be cautious about living a life of extremes or seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you're spending too much versus hoarding your wealth, or giving too much emotionally versus building up walls that keep people out. Four of Autumn, but things getting better yet again. The 6 of Winter, the challenging times are coming to an end, and you can now breathe a sigh of relief. Let go of the past and embrace the happier times ahead. 6 of Winter could also be about vacations, travel. It's moving into calmer, stiller waters. It can be about, literal movement or moving as well. Four of Autumn. And the Seven of Autumn, the planning, resources, and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. The Seven of Autumn is about the fact that we've planted the seeds. We've done what we need to do to initiate, manifestation of what it is we're trying to bring into our life. So now it's sort of like, be patient, wait, let the universe do its part, work its magic as well. And what you may be bringing into your life might be love. Major Arcana card, the Lovers, which represents the sign of Gemini. True and long-lasting love finds its way into your life. Follow your heart with caring actions and choices. So again, about being true to yourself, true to your heart, and sticking to your beliefs, your decisions, and not worrying so much about what other people may think. Overall energy is Major Arcana card 8, Justice, which represents the planet Venus, again, which went into Aquarius on the 1st, ruler of Taurus, where Uranus moves into again this week and remains for the next 8 years. Also ruler of Libra, which this card represents, and Gemini. And along with Mercury, of course, which goes retrograde this week. Fair and just decisions will be made after all the evidence is reviewed impartially. Have compassion for others and try to see all sides of a disagreement. I have been feeling jail before I even did anything. I didn't mention it to you guys, but I had been feeling jail, and now I look over and realize and remember that when I use this deck, I'm beginning with imprisonment or slavery. And now we have an overall energy of Major Arcana card Justice. Here we have the Ten of Earth, which could be representing family. The Sun, which can be somebody's actual son. This could be the feminine happening because her son is being released from jail. He paid his debt to society. Remember, I was feeling something about debt here before. This could be getting bailed out, or it's gifts or money, time or effort, or receiving a loan or paying off debts. So this can be like you're having paid off that debt to society, or some kind of deal coming through, or bond being paid, or something for somebody. Of course, that's not going to be everybody that watches the reading. We don't all have a legal issue going on, but I definitely feel that from somebody. And this could be the mother, again, maybe worried about a son. This card represents family and legacy. It's connected to a decision, standing your ground, maintaining like your innocence or whatever your position, because a new opportunity is coming your way, but maybe it didn't look so before. You were pessimistic, doubtful that things were going to work out. And for others, it can be a similar scenario having nothing to do with the legal system, thankfully, right? You could have felt down and out about any kind of thing. And again, like your justice coming on the way. So again, overall energy, Major Arcana card Justice. Top Major Arcana card, top the Ace of Swords, Ace of Air. Is Major Arcana card. Maybe that's what I was feeling. Release, number 13, which is death, actually, in the traditional tarot. It represents the sign of Scorpio. It's time to release the past and to move on to something new. This ending is the first step on your way to a happier future. So again, this is a new start. So this is the new start, the way to the happier future, the new beginning, right? It's something new. It also crosses the Ace of Fire, Ace of Wands. So that's another something new. But you have to let go of what was restricting you, holding you back before, which could have been actual restriction. Again, you could have been some sort of imprisonment or something, or feeling stuck in a situation, or just your own fear, maybe a prison of your own mind. and design, with the 5 of earth, fear, lack, void. So moving beyond that. Atop that 5 of earth is the 2 of winter. So something else coming up about a decision. Not only a decision, but a decision where you need to stick to your ground. You need to look at what's in your heart to do, what's on your mind to do, and not be paying attention to what other people want you to do. Procrastination and worrying about what others will think is blocking you from making a decision. If you're torn between your own desires and someone else's, follow your inner guidance. Very important. And atop the 6 of earth, the pentacles, it is the 6 of summer. The loving care of children could become an important part of your life, or people from your childhood may return to it. Old memories can be healed, or possibly old childhood dreams are ready to be revived. So there could be something going on between an exchange, perhaps, between 2 old friends. This can be definitely an old love interest. 6 of summer represents for me soulmate relationships or past life relationships. Maybe deciding whether or not to get back together with this these 2 aces here. Or possibly having something to do with a child. Again, maybe specifically a son, which it mirrors. Atop that major arcana card, the sun, is major arcana card, the world, which those of you who watch me with any kind of regularity know the world for me is also a fire element energy that I feel from this card. I never attributed it to any particular sign, like the sun represents the sign of Sagittarius, but I feel fire when I hold this card. So Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, quite possibly involved, or, you know, Jupiter. Again, Mars, you know, that fire coming from there. Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you set out to do. You've made it through the challenges and incorporated the lessons that life offered you with grace and courage. Major Arcana card, the world, can have something to do with some sort of party of 3, not necessarily a love triangle, but that is a possibility. And being eased out of some situation that wasn't working, again, headed toward a happy outcome instead, something that's better suited for you, better aligns with your life purpose and journey. Atop the 10 of earth is another 10 having to do with abundance, right? This 10 is very much about abundance. They said, you know, lump sums of money could even be coming to you. And the wheel says the same thing. And this is Jupiter. So this is that fire that I was feeling. Expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. Major Arcana card, the wheel, again, represents the planet Jupiter, ruler of the sign of Sagittarius, which the sun represents. Also connected to the energy of Taurus. So again, where Uranus goes this week. I think Mercury is there too, now that I think about it. Or is it Mars? There's another planet in Taurus. I just thought about it. We'll have to look that up in time for the love reading, because I don't remember which one it was. It's either Mercury or it's Mars. In any case, the energy of the wheel and Jupiter is also connected to Taurus, Aquarius, all the fixed signs, Scorpio, and Leo. So more fire up there. But feminine abundance coming our way. And maybe that's what it's the end of, you know, a time when there wasn't necessarily a happy outcome, an end of a time of struggle, and moving instead to a time of abundance for us. Atop the 9 of air, which is probably what we were worried about, right? We were worried about how long am I going to be in this period of struggle? And it's turning around. So you can stop worrying. It's another 10 of autumn. Can you believe this? Contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure. Your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and to have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. So quite a few 10s, for looking at it from another perspective. 10s, of course, also 1s. So there are endings and there are new beginnings at the same time, but also about cycles completing, which goes along with the wheel too. I mean, the world too, right? I said it was a cycle completing, and it may take some time, may require some patience for that cycle to complete. But the universe a karmic energy like Jupiter, like Mars, has stepped in to help you to be eased out of a situation that was no longer working for you, into one that better resonates with your energy. In the foundation position, or like a past position atop that Four of Water, is the Princess of Winter. Logical, truthful, curious, and undiplomatic. This is an intellectual challenge that calls upon your ability to think of a matching solution. If helpful information is put to you bluntly, accept the message without being bothered by the messenger. The Princess of Winter is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Now, I mentioned before, Gemini is ruled by both Venus and Mercury, both of which, are extremely active this week. With Venus in Aquarius and Mars going full-on retrograde. It is currently in shadow. Mercury, rather, going full-on retrograde. It is currently in shadow. So that could be what this is about. Princess of Winter, crossing the Two of Winter could have caused delay as it relates to the masculine's decision making. This pessimistic energy, all right, coupled with the Princess of Winter, the Page of Swords, basically. Maybe he was awaiting some sort of news or awaiting something, and he didn't feel like he could make a decision or move forward past this feeling of lack and void until he, got that news. So there may have been some delay caused by the Princess of Winter that helped him to continue to feel sort of melancholy and maybe unworthy. That we could be moving past that energy now, thankfully. Atop that Seven of Fire and the need to stick to your guns. It's another ace. The Ace of Summer. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, like getting reunited, getting back together, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights. So if you decide basically to start something new that is going to bring you joy, be emotionally fulfilling, it could be connected to Adar, right? The month of joy. If you decide that, stick to your guns. Don't let anybody cause you to move away from what's going to make you happy. And it looks like masculine, especially you, like ours is coming in on its own. This is karmic energy bringing the feminine these blessings. But it looks like you have a decision to make of whether or not to let go of something old that is a hindrance, or to continue to hold on to it like this. Four of Earth, continuing to hold, to cling to, and like this. That's what death is about too. Sometimes, like a refusal to transition to the next phase, to the next chapter. Behind this Four of Earth, again, upright is the Page of Earth, who is scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging and a new area of study. So again, maybe you're waiting for some sort of news, possibly regarding money or some sort of information. Page of Winter would have brought you information. It may involve a Virgo or other earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus. Also upright, speaking of Venus and Mercury, both of which rule not only an air sign, but an earth sign too, is the King of Air. Brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice and balance mental and emotional considerations. The King of Air is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, like the Page here, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Maybe Venus herself, ruler of Taurus. Maybe Mercury himself, ruler of Virgo, in addition to those air signs. Maybe representing Uranus entering Taurus as well. And at the heart of the matter, atop the Ace of Fire, the Ace of Wands, is Major Arcana card 12, Awakening. Again, the Hangman. There's quite a bit of threes here too. In fact, these two threes cross each other, the World and the Hangman. Look at things in a different way and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily. Things will soon get moving again. And here's that sudden movement right here next to it with the wheel. The Hangman and the Ace of Wands could definitely have to do with sex. Thinking back to having seen the sex die twice too. And especially sitting here underneath the Ace of Summer. Sex or relationship, again, like seeing that it's in your future. Seeing that it's in your future. This can also be for some with the 7. I got to consider that decision here too. Like trying to convince yourself to accept this. Like convince yourself of what's coming, what's going to happen, like planning it out, and deciding to like go with it and try to let it play out. That didn't come out as as smoothly as I was trying to get it out, but sometimes I can see things, but I can't see them to say them. I don't know. Also, information. Hangman is ideas. Ace of Wands is opportunity. There could be coming into some sort of like new ideas, but thinking like, okay, like now I got the idea, like now what? How do I bring this part about? What decisions do I have to make to bring this part about? The joy. Maybe of what do I have to let go to bring this part about? The feminine, I think, is pretty straightforward. The masculine has some kind of point to get across to, or is what I'm feeling also with this. And it's like he knows he has to bring, or he feels, I don't want to say he knows. He feels he's got to like bring some money or something to the table. You know, he's got to bring something to the table to put behind these ideas. I'm going to pull one more for the 2 of Winter. And look, the next card is upright already. So we'll just take that one. And it's another 9 of Winter. So yeah, he is like worried about how he's going to make something happen here, or how he's going to come up with money, maybe, to bring about, it's not necessarily money though. How's he going to bring something to the table to bring about this joy, or he feels he needs to? Feminine looks like she's doing all right by herself. She doesn't need him to bring anything. She probably just needs him to bring his own self. Bring your ass, right? And we can have this joy here together. But he feels he has to bring something. And so that's probably part of the procrastination. Or maybe somebody else is telling him you have to bring something. Like, she's not going to just want you by yourself, or, or you can't just, rely on your good looks to get you ahead. You gotta, have something else to offer. The next card. So again, trying to find out more specifically to what this decision may be connected. Moving, victory, another like very much like the Ace of Swords. The Chariot, major arcana card Chariot, is about victory also. It's about moving, movement, travel. He could be trying to make a decision to make a move, right? I know what I need to do, or again, I see love and sex and whatnot in the future. Traveling to go get it. Mercury could get in the way of that too. You can successfully balance various or opposing energies all at once through determination and focus. You've earned the rewards and recognition that you're receiving. So you don't have to, the masculine needs to pick up his spirits. Like he doesn't need to feel so unworthy because he's deserving of it. But some of them could be trying to figure out how to make a move, like in a figurative sense, or make a actual physical move or travel and visit. So you know what? Let's do the advice here. juncture. I don't even know how long this video is, because at one point the camera had shut off for a second and I had to, Mercury retrograde, I had to restart it. So now I don't really know where I am. So I wanted to get some advice from here too. This is my past life oracle. Imprisonment or slavery, as it relates to past life specifically, means that at some point, you know, in some lifetime, you were enslaved. But I was feeling something in present. Like this card was even speaking to me in present terms about, you know, maybe jail or something going on. But this can be like connected to if you have claustrophobia, or if you have like suffer from like a Stockholm syndrome type of thing, like, you know, you feel bad for your abusers. Somebody's not mistreating you, and you know you're in a shitty relationship, but you stay and you punish yourself and you let them punish you, rather than going after, you know, a new opportunity that's going to be better and be more emotionally fulfilling for you. It's that sort of thing, like self deprivation and just that comes with this. So what's important to learn to focus more on self, which is what Uranus and Taurus is greatly about too. So you can look that up, or again, I'm going to try to remember to link my previous video about Uranus and Taurus to this one. I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, it's important to work on trying to overcome these feelings of imprisonment. And opening to High Priest or Priestess. So they're not really the same. The High Priest in the Tarot is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant can be about a few things. Breaking with tradition, for one, which is hugely what Venus in Aquarius is about, right? Again, doing your own thing, differences, all these wonderful things. And the High Priestess is more so about observing and taking in information to decide like what your next moves are going to be, particularly when you have a decision to make. Now, High Priest or Priestess, opposite imprisonment. It can be about the need to like change your circle and stuff. Also, I think this is very important for both archetypes, masculine and feminine. They've each got their own 9 of Winter. Trust and faith is going to be very necessary this week. High Priest or Priestess, and Mother. So I felt something about Mother too. I said maybe somebody's son specifically is going through something that is going to come out well. There can also be a relationship with a female, a feminine energy in your life with whom you need to work on that relationship. This card also, from the perspective of the past life oracle specifically, having a lot to do with mother, as in like a Venus, like, right, the mother nature, mother energy. I talked about this last week too. And like your mother, when this shows up, your mother in this lifetime, it's probably your mother in another lifetime too. And if that relationship, your relationship you have with her this time is a good one, then, you know, that's probably why you guys decided to join each other again. And if it's not so good, then you still have something to work on, like from a past lifetime, or you need to like move away from the toxicity. High Priestess. Also, the poor relationship with your mother can be resulting in like an inability to, I was going to say give and receive, but mostly receive. That's like a very feminine thing. And, ooh, spouse. Spouse is another one about us like rejoining people from our past life. Like soulmate relationships. So that's coming up this week. It could be reunions for lovers, with the Ace of Summer here. There could be reunions with somebody you've never met in this lifetime, and you're reunited with somebody from your past life. Maybe you're just now meeting that soulmate this week. You know, for people who are first meeting their divine partner. That's a possibility this week too. So spouse. But otherwise, I would have come to ships, which can be about travel, like the Chariot. And in a past life, maybe you were somebody who was part of a ship's crew, or like in the military, the Navy, the Marines, a pilgrim, a slave, unfortunately. Which would go with the card that I started with, imprisonment, slavery. So there could be something to that too. Just people feeling stuck, and it's connected to those lifetimes from back then. 2019, speaking of slavery, is also like the exact 400th anniversary of the North Atlantic slave trade. So I wasn't going to open to anymore, but I did. I went ahead and opened to scribe or writer. This can be connected to perhaps that Mercury. Yeah, particularly Mercury. I mean, Venus too, but, you know, and all the air signs, but especially Mercury is the communication planet. So maybe you are meant to connect. If you're not together, like to write a letter, even if you've never met this person, if you have feelings and thoughts that you need to get out, I think you should, you know, to do that. Put them on paper. Overall energy is baby. And baby can be about you having experienced some sort of, it involves an infant or baby in some way. Baby can be you. It can be you having experienced some sort of trauma or something that's stuck in your subconscious mind. Maybe a good something you experienced that's stuck in your subconscious mind that's trying to get back to the forefront, trying to help you to remember it. And it can be connected to that energy of mother before. And maybe, again, this is something having to do specifically with someone's son, something going on with someone's son that will work out well, even if it doesn't appear that it will just yet. And lastly, from my abundance oracle, beginning with deservingness, you are a beloved child. Maybe that's why baby is here. We're a child of God, like everyone else. And you deserve to receive this support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. And opening to words of abundance, you have the ability to instantly manifest abundance by choosing powerfully positive words. Always describe your own and the world's economic situation in loving and optimistic terms, and that is what you will attract for yourself and others. Deservingness. And I think from this deck, I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle. I don't feel like I'm being moved to necessarily keep going through those. So here's the patience again, popping up masculine. It's saying, you know, you planted the seeds, you started off right, and now you've got the 5, 6, and 7. So you are progressing nicely of the suit of autumn here on your side. You are progressing nicely. The planning, resources, and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. From the Animal Tarot to the Feminine, ooh, it is Major Arcana card 16, the Tower. Important changes are coming to your life that will require you to take action. Don't hesitate to move in new directions that you know are right for you. So again, all our energy has been very, very positive here. And so this Tower, I'm sure, is something sudden and positive that is coming in like the wheel, karmic energy that's going to just turn everything around for you like in an instant. 1 minute it's raining, it's pouring, and the next the sun is out, right? From the Abundance Oracle to the Masculine, cooperation instead of competition. What's yours is yours, and no one can take it from you. There's no need to compete, as there's an abundance for all. You have the complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others, giving and receiving. Remember that, and you guys got it right here. Your cooperative partnerships. With cooperative partnerships, rather, you can accomplish anything. So the universe encouraging you to work with other people. Feminine, for us, release jealousy. Jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. We were warned of that with this 9 of air, right? Self-fulfilling prophecies. Let other people's success inspire you rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. From the Past Life deck, Masculine, unrequited love. there's a crappy relationship or something. Again, it could be a job. It could be definitely a romantic relationship, I feel. But there's something that you just don't mess with, and you keep trying to like force it, hold on to it, try to make it work, try to figure it out again. It's not going to work. It hasn't worked, not going to work. And whatever it is, you need to admit it, acknowledge it to yourself, and release it, like death to it, and move on, like the Chariot says. Feminine, to us from that orphan. Orphan. When orphan shows up, there is something that you need to address, similar to what the masculine was feeling with the Five of Earth. It's about you were left, and that might be the trauma from the past that some of us experience, maybe with having to do with our mother. We've seen mother, baby, and orphan now. And it may be manifesting in our present life as some sort of fear of abandonment or something. So if you are one who is experiencing that, now you know like we're on what area or within what area of your life to focus and on what to work. And lastly, from the Angel Tarot to the masculine, the Queen of Water. Tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. They're getting better if you let them. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. The Queen of Water is a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Can absolutely have to do with romantic relationships or, any type of relationship, familial, all those things, business, friendship. And lastly, feminine for us, it is Major Arcana card 0, the Dreamer, with Archangel Metatron. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams that leads to unexpected opportunities. In this deck in particular, this Dreamer card has always represented for me the planet Mercury, which goes into retrograde this week, ruler of Gemini and Virgo. He encourages us, interestingly, to begin a brand new path. Don't sign any new contracts or anything, though, once Mercury retrograde has begun. I got more readings to come back with, so I'm going to close out. I thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing, and for joining me once again. If you need a private reading from me or energy healing from me, or anything that I do that you're interested in, please contact me at queenofswordsthelightworker.com. I'll be back with love. Namaste.